Today, we're going to teach you some of the tricks of the trade by using Costco rotisserie chicken and other Costco ingredients to create a wonderful and tasty quesadilla. It's time for another hot dish from Happy, Healthy, Wise.
With Daddy!
To start these tasty quesadillas, I am going to begin by grating a block of Colby Jack cheese. And it's better to use block cheese for two reasons. Number one, it melts better than pre-shredded cheese that you buy in the store. And number two, it's cheaper. Don't forget to keep the unused block of cheese in a Ziploc bag to keep it from drying out before you use it next time. If you don't like Colby Jack cheese, you could just as easily use queso or any other cheese that you do like. Next, I peel the tomatoes. You can skip this step if you don't mind eating tomato peels. After the tomatoes are peeled, this gets the three ingredients of pre-cooked bacon, pre-cooked rotisserie chicken breasts, and tomatoes ready for the chopping. I like to make the ingredients small to get better control of the portions each quesadilla will get. Let's chop up that pre-cooked bacon right down the middle, then slice them nice and small. We want the bacon as an accent and not for the main flavor. Follow that up with chopping the chicken breast into nice bite-sized pieces, making sure to keep the pile of chicken separate from the pile of bacon. Finally, it's time to chop up the tomato. Chop, chop, chop. And the three ingredients are ready in their three separate piles. I guess you could combine all three ingredients together and mix them up, but then I wouldn't be able to make some without bacon for my daughter. Now let's take the ingredients over to the stove. After lots of experimentation, I have a setup by the stove that I truly love. I have the tortillas first, followed by the cheese and then a spoon to dish in the chicken, tomatoes, and bacon before placing them into the medium-low heated skillet. Once they are toasted on both sides with the cheese expertly melted, the quesadillas make their way to the cutting board where I use a pizza cutter to cleanly slice them into fourths. I have found this setup to be quite efficient for making the quesadillas. To make the quesadilla, fill half of the tortilla with cheese, followed by spooning in a healthy amount of the chicken, followed by another healthy amount of the tomato, and finally topping it off with a sprinkle of the chopped bacon. Then we fold over the other half of the tortilla to cover the ingredients and place it onto the medium-low heated skillet. We're going to keep repeating the filling process till the pan can hold no more quesadillas. After the quesadilla has been cooking for a while, take a look at the bottom to see if it's been cooked to your liking. I have seen this one looks nice and toasted, so I'm going to go ahead and flip it over. Notice after I flipped it that the bottom half of the quesadilla always shrinks as it gets toasted. Don't worry, it's a common occurrence. Once you have flipped over all three quesadillas, it's time to start filling up the next batch of quesadillas so you can get them ready to flap onto the skillet once these ones are done. Once both sides of the quesadilla in the pans are toasted to your liking, it's time to take it off and set them on the cutting board to allow them to cool a little bit before you slice through them. I find it's better to wait a little bit as this will prevent the melted cheese from pouring out onto the cutting board after you cut it. I like to cut my quesadillas with the pizza cutter, but any knife you have will do the job just fine. You can add guacamole, sour cream sauce, or any other additions you want to enhance the flavor as you like, but my kids like them just plain. Speaking of my kids, let's see what they think.
Okay, finally. You know, this dish really reminds me of pizza. I don't know exactly how to explain it, but like, you can really taste the cheese is really up front. You don't taste much of the tomato, bacon, or any of the meat, besides the cheese. And one thing I really like about this is the crust out here is really crispy. So while it's really soft and like chewy in here, out here you get that nice crunch.
These flavors blend really well together, and the texture for the contents on the inside is a tiny bit soft, mostly because of the tomato. The tomato is dripping a lot. so use a napkin. But it is very enjoyable. And if you like chicken and bacon, then you will like this. Yay. It's good.
Happy Healthy Wife, Chef Barry here, reminding you to, wait a minute, you're still here? Well, if so, then you might want to consider clicking on the like button or leaving a comment down below. It really helps support the channel. And you can also subscribe and click the bell to be notified of all my new videos that come out on Mondays with shorts on Thursdays. Thanks for watching. Have a happy and healthy day.